Trump's envoy, Steve Whitkoff, is expected to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin this week to try and navigate an end to Russia's war in Ukraine after Ukrainian officials agreed to a 30-day ceasefire. Here's Trump yesterday at the White House.
People are going to Russia right now as we speak, and hopefully we can get a ceasefire from Russia. But in a financial sense, yeah, we could do things very bad for Russia. It would be devastating for Russia, but I don't want to do that because I want to see peace. And we're getting close to maybe getting something done.
Russia makes more ammunition in 3 months than the entire NATO alliance makes in a year.
Well, Steve Whitkoff is going to be in Moscow meeting with Vladimir Putin at some point this week. So what are your thoughts on cooperation here?
Russian President Vladimir Putin was in the Kursk region of Russia today. Of course, that was where Ukrainian forces had taken over a part of Russia. It was notable, Carly, that Putin was wearing full camouflage uniform. So it's certainly sending a very muscular message back in terms of whether the West can get. Well, China is helping Russia. Make no mistake. They don't mind seeing Russia take these losses, some 700,000 soldiers killed and wounded and thousands of tanks and armored personnel carriers destroyed. She said that China, while they're helping Russia, also wants to see Russia weakened, Carly.
Understood. Do you think that Russia will cooperate?
No, I don't. As Lucas said, it was an interesting response. As soon as the president of the United States and his cabinet announced that there was a deal between the United States and Ukraine to implement a ceasefire, and then you turn to see how the Russians respond, Vladimir Putin, rather than looking, like a peacemaker and a diplomat, he puts on military fatigues. And Russia continued its assault against Ukraine while the United States put that pause on our help for intel sharing. So Russia's not in any way indicating that it's ready for a ceasefire.
So both sides are going to have to give when both sides don't want to. So what happens after the 30 days if they even get to that point?
Ukraine is still in the defensive position, so Ukraine can want a ceasefire all day. But if the Russians continue their assault against Ukraine, Ukraine is going to have to fight back. And so the ball really truly is in Russia's court. If Russia does not stop its assault against Ukraine, we're not going to have a ceasefire. We can't move on to the next phase, which, as you mentioned, is far more difficult because Russia is demanding that Ukraine completely, quote, demilitarize. But we are seeking, the United States is seeking to make sure that Ukraine is strong, has the weapons necessary to be able to defend itself.